Hi everyone, my name is Victor Cruz and I just graduated from Cal last month with a degree in data science. And since then, I've just had time to reflect on my whole college journey, and I'll be sharing some of those thoughts in this video. So, going into Cal, I was actually debating between computer science and social welfare. Computer science, because at a young age, it was instilled in me this whole notion of the American dream. My parents wanted me to become a high paying engineer, and I was also really interested in social welfare because I come from an indigenous community called Los Purépechas, and something we value more than anything is community building. So going into Cal, I had these two interests, and I was advised to take the introductory data science class, which is what I learned what data science was, and how it was not like building complex systems like in computer science. It was more like using those systems to learn more about society. So that's where I found like a fun middle ground between social welfare and computer science through data science. But I wasn't set on data science until I took my first human ethics class, which really taught me which highlighted the impacts of these computer systems, what impacts and what influence does it have on society. And that's when I just decided that I was going to major in data science. But I didn't really have the smoothest time at Cal. I came from a very small high school, so I had a hard time adjusting to the large university. And that manifested in me not really going to office hours and asking my peers and TAs for help, and not knowing how to wait or not waiting after class to speak with the professor. And then after my sophomore year, my father passed away unexpectedly. And that's when I really just hit rock bottom. And I didn't want to stop going to school because I know my father wouldn't want that, and I wouldn't want that either. So that's when I really had to decide, was I going to just rot in my solitude or finally make myself vulnerable and ask for help? So that's when I decided to sign up for a coaching course where I was assigned a personal coach who directed me to e-tank services and counseling services. And he even taught me how to send emails and cold email strangers for informational interviews, which was really helpful. Um, and since then, once I finally broke out of my shell and learned how to ask for help and practice my communication skills, that's when I think my time at Cal really just flourished because I decided to intern abroad in Argentina, which was an amazing time, and I picked up a job as a youth coach in Oakland, youth soccer coach in Oakland, and I also signed up for extracurricular courses with an international consulting company. And even though I didn't have the smoothest time at Cal, I think the fact that I ended on a upward trajectory is probably the most valuable thing I got out of Cal because I plan to continue on that trajectory for the rest of my career.